Mann, ich bin's wieder, so nahe heran, hier mit meinem Let's Play von Ace Attorney Investigations Prosecutor's Path und... immer noch den Hals umdrehen. Dieser... Warum muss er jetzt hier sein? Come on! Mr. The Best. Ugh. Und Judge Courtney. Du kannst bleiben. Hey, you guys again? This is a problem. You see, this is my crime scene. Mr. Edgeworth, it seems my power is insufficient. If you're here, then it would appear that you still haven't understood my warnings. Furthermore, you know full well your reckless actions will cause trouble for that detective. In the name of the goddess of law, I must pass judgment. You've got it all wrong, pal. I was the one who asked Mr. Edgeworth to investigate. Really? Well then, Flatfoot, I'll have to do that. That? Yeah, that. Right, cut your salary. Looking forward to your next payday. I've always wanted to say that. You're the last person I want cutting my salary, pal. Hold it, The Best. I'm only cooperating with the police as a witness to this incident. Detective Gumshoe is not to blame. So that's how it is. Well then, should I be raising his salary? No, that's not what I meant. Well, it would be really nice to get my salary raised. Your mercy is deeply moving, Sebastian. But past transgressions must lead to future judgment. Prosecutor Edgeworth and all in his companion, depart at once from this holy site. But that's... We only just got here! The one given the goddess of law's blessing for this incident was Sebastian. In other words, Mr. The Best is the prosecutor in charge of this case. That's right, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening performance is over. Besides, I've already got my eyes set on the culprit. What? Who, pal? Well, naturally. That artist. Me? Hey, what's going on, Edgy? Don't ask me. I can't understand his reasoning. If you can't understand how the best prosecutor thinks, it simply shows how unculpable you are. It seems he doesn't know what inculpable even means. Ich weiß nicht mal, wie man es ausspricht. Sorry. That's right, Sebastian. Prosecutor Edgeworth is quite incapable. Danke für die Berichtigung, liebe Justine. Yes, he's incapable. She just nonchalantly corrected him. Don't underestimate my intelligence-gathering skills. I just came from the infirmary and asked the doctor there about the cause of the poison gas. And what was the cause? Some normal substance. What was its name again? Hold on a second, I call the doctor to make sure. So ein Idiot. Since Sebastian is on the phone, I'll answer for him. In that case, what did you tell us before he called? The poison gas was caused by the mixing of two different types of chemicals. Their names are normalium and fatalium. So, what are those chemicals exactly? Normalium is a red liquid that commonly used in everyday products. It can be found in paint and detergent, among other things, but it's not toxic by itself. So you're saying that it's a substance readily available to anyone? Yes, But Fatalium, on the other hand, is not so easy to obtain. Its name sure sounds dangerous! What's it used for? It is the active ingredient of a white pesticide known as Megatoxin X. Megatoxin X. Entschuldigung, jetzt habe ich's. Fatalium itself also has a deep white color, but it's not readily sold in stores. It's nearly impossible to obtain domestically. Right now, we are looking into how this chemical was obtained. Okay, also wissen wir schon mal, woher das Gas kam. Fatalium und Normalium. Was sind das für Namen, bitteschön? Gleich mal irgendwie im Periodensystem gucken nach diesen Stoffen, ob sie wirklich so heißen. Also jetzt, oder wie sie im Deutschen heißen. Okay, I finally found out the names of those chemicals. Judge Courtney has already told us. We don't need to hear it again. Fine then. I'll cut to the chase. You know that normalium from the poison gas is also used in paint, right? Today, out of everyone who visited the art gallery, the only one carrying paint was that artist. You're treating me as the culprit just because of that? I object to the red paint on the palette you're carrying. Hey, Edgy, don't you think this prosecutor is kind of an idiot? Wow! Wenn selbst Larry, einer der immer wiederkehrenden größten Idioten von Ace Attorney, schon sagt, dass der Best ein Trottel ist. Das will was heißen! Indeed, although I've only known him for a short time, his logic is always absurd. Hey, don't ignore me! It's alright, Sebastian. They're only doing it because they're afraid of you. Lügnerin! Like the first star to appear at night, show us reasoning that shines the best. The first star shines best? Not bad! Hey, you guys better listen up too! Okay. Mit was kann ich deine Argumentation wieder kaputt machen? That artist was the first to discover the victim, so naturally he's the best suspect. The poison gas was caused by normalium, a chemical found in paint, right? As he was carrying paint near the victim, he would have the best chance. The paint, along with being the first witness, that pretty much proves he's the culprit. So, what do you think, Justine? We cannot ignore the possibility. Well then, Mr. Artist, please tell us the truth. Did you leave red paint at the crime scene? Or else, did you cause the poison gas to go off? The only thing I leave behind is my bond of love with you. Please watch what you say. My gobble is already prepared to declare you guilty.
Objection!
Please pay no heed to this man's statement. Hey, you guys! Ignoring my reasoning just because it's flawless won't do you any good. Er steckt voll Widersprüche. Ich hab schon bereits eins entdeckt, bevor das Kreuzfeuer erst losging, du Trottel. Mr. Edgeworth, if you already admitted defeat, you should take your leave. Even though I don't really have time to deal with your ridiculous reasoning. Danke für dieses Ding. Und bevor wir das jetzt erstmal angehen, Moment, da gab's jetzt etwas, was mich jetzt auf Gedanken bringt. Wir haben ja immer noch hier diese Zeichnung von Larry, von dem Pisces-Statuen, also dem von Fischen. Diese rote Substanz. Das könnte genauso gut das besagte Normalium sein. Also das ist kein Blut, sondern Normalium. Was? Und hier dieser pinke Fleck. Wenn man sich hier jetzt nämlich zum Beispiel Dings anguckt, von Rot und Weiß ergibt dann Pink. Dieser pinke Fleck könnte dann der Ursprung des Gases sein. Ich komme auf die richtige Spur, ich sehe es schon. Okay, aber genug davon. Entkräftung! Mr. the Best Shining Logic. Nicht. So, gleich erstmal wieder in den Arsch treten, weil er ein Idiot ist. Poison gas was caused by Normalium. Ja. Es fehlt das Fatalium, du Trottel! Mr. the Best, your logic is more akin to a shooting star than a shining star. Haha, it shines the best like a shooting star, right? Checkt's nicht. Checkt's echt nicht. Sternschnuppen verglühen. Sind dann weg. Das wollte er damit sagen. It may shine brightly for a brief moment, but then it burns itself out. The poison gas originated from inside the glass case of the Pisgah sculpture. Das wurde sogar gesagt? Dann habe ich wohl kurz nicht aufgepasst. Ups. Aber, ja. Still. Ich kam immer noch auf den Gedanken. Ha, trotz meines Gedächtnisses. Ha, fuck you! Exactly, so that's where the artist set off the gas, right? He used the normalium in his red paint. As your senior, let me give you one piece of advice. Listen to the explanations of others. The poison gas was caused by mixing both normalium and fatalium together. The normalium contained in the red paint is not enough by itself. Really? But I thought I heard that normalium caused a fatality. Don't tell me you just misheard the forensic report. Natürlich. Ganz ehrlich. Leg deinen scheiß Badge ab. Geh nach Hause und spiel Mortal Kombat, wenn du so auf Fatalities stehst. Darn it! By the time Larry discovered the victim, the room was already filled with poison gas. It is time for you to realize how incapable you really are. Hey, what do you mean by incapable? You tried to use that word earlier and you still don't know what it means. He means to say you are lacking in ability. Incidentally, inculpable has a completely different meaning. I get it, you're making fun of me again, aren't you? I'm merely saying you were incapable in your investigation. Before you insult Sebastian, I still have some doubts about your own statement. What kind of doubts? For all we know, Mr. Artist could have simply entered the autumn place at an early time. That's... Moreover, do you have evidence that the red paint is unrelated to the case? The most important thing now is not the red paint. The red normalium and the white fatalium. Exactly how were these two substances mixed? I believe that is our main concern. Naturally. It was Sebastian's job to investigate that. Were it not for your interference, we would have found that out by now. I never intended to interfere. On the contrary, I'd like to cooperate. Don't tell me you're going to say you know the cause of the poison gas. How the poison gas started. I have something that may shed some light on this matter. Sebastian, do not fall for his bluff. Come now, it's fine, really. Let's hear what he comes up with. If you say so, Sebastian. Come now, show us! How did the poison gas start? Enough said. Surely you're not saying that this was the cause of poison gas? It seems even you've noticed it. Duh! It really stands out! Those red tears that Larry saw were undoubtedly normalium. Huh? Wait a second! If those were chemicals, does that mean a ghost set off the poison gas? Kann ich mich bitte vergraben? I don't have time to play along with him. The red tears of normalium could not have triggered the poison gas by itself. That red liquid was mixed inside the case to create the poison gas. What? Just where did you see evidence that the chemicals were mixed? That can also be seen in the sketch. Here's the evidence. Show evidence that the two chemicals were mixed. Ja, hier. Da haben wir doch, hier dieses pinke Zeug. A pink liquid can be seen flowing out from under the case of the Pisces sculpture. This is proof that the two chemicals were mixed. Hold on a second! I still don't get it. How does this show that normalium and fatalium were mixed? Since we have a self-proclaimed artist here, I'll let him explain. Larry, you fancy yourself an artist, so you should know about mixing paint, right? What do you add to red to make pink? Don't take me for a fool, Edgy! I'll have you know, I graduated from middle school. You add white to red to make pink. It's common knowledge. Well, technically, there's rose pink, baby pink, and several others. Okay, das reicht. Danke. Mehr wollen wir nicht wissen. That's enough. Now do you understand, Mr. the Best? Ah, that's how it is. By mixing red normalium with white fatalium, you get a pink liquid. War der Kerl jemals in der Schule? Das weiß jeder. Yes, exactly. Took him long enough. I see. It looks like Mr. the Best finally gets it. Prosecutor Edgeworth, you have merely presented one possibility. Do we really know if the color was the result of the two chemicals mixed together? Furthermore, this sketch was drawn by the suspect. I cannot put much faith into it. I just painted what I saw. How could that be a lie? Mr. Artist, I did not permit you to speak. So cold, but that's part of her charm. Of course, I intend to bring the truth to light immediately. I would not be wise to jeopardize your position even further. Aren't you going to answer my question from before? How do you know that Mr. Artist did not enter the Atom Palace? If you cannot prove this, there's no room for you to argue any further. Hey, couldn't we find that out if we talk to the victim, pal? The victim, Dame Gustavia, remains unconscious and in critical condition. Oh, that's right. Well then, Sebastian, we'll be investigating the crime scene now. All of you, please vacate the premises. Okay, wer hat jetzt Hold it geschrien? Wer soll halten? If you were to take a stand in court, you'd cause a lot of trouble for the presiding judge. Is there something you would like to say, Mr. Artist? Hold your horses, Miss Cool Beauty! My name is Justine Courtney. Please don't address me by such a strange typing. Oh, you finally told me your name! Pleased to meet you, Justine. I'm Louise Donim, but you can call me Louise. Mr. Artist, please get to the point. I just remembered something I haven't had a chance to say yet. When I first got to this room, it was locked, so I couldn't go in. But then, that old dude just suddenly fell through the door. It would appear that a palace room can be locked from the inside. But just because you say it was so, doesn't mean the door was locked. Without proof, your statement holds no value.
Objection.
Well, why not let Uncle Ray prove it for you? What? After all, we can confirm the room was locked too. Right, Miles? Yes, I remember as well. The Winter Palace should be... Huh? It's locked up! That's odd. They've already opened the museum. Until the gas outbreak, no one could have entered this room. Perhaps the suspect entered the room with the victim during the gas outbreak. As you can see, this man did not inhale any of the gas. If you examine his belongings, you'll find he wasn't carrying a gas mask either. Is that so? Well then, I have no choice but to agree. That was easier than I expected. Was geht jetzt in Ihrem Kopf vor? Anyway, I presume this clears up any suspicions surrounding Larry. It seems Mr. The Best's logic was off once again. Wahaha, not exactly. I just didn't have enough information, that's all. Therefore, my reasoning was just before its time. He sure has some grand way to saying that things didn't work out for him. In that case, there is one more suspect who has yet to take the stand. Mr. Artist, you are free to go. But I wanted to talk to you a little more, Justy. Overruled. Your cold demeanor leaves me mesmerized all the more. This other suspect is a pharmacist by the name of Delicia Scones. It would have been difficult for this artist to obtain the Vitalium from Megatoxin X. But a pharmacist may have knowledge of how to do that. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Sebastian, it would be best if we brought her in quickly. Best if we brought her quickly? Sounds good. Leave it to me. Hey, Flatfoot, keep up the investigation. Got it. Ja, bitte, jetzt haut ab. Don't tell me Judge Courtney suspected her from the very beginning. So Mr. The Best's logic wasn't any help at all! Judge Courtney, just what is she thinking? Naja, sie denkt böse Sachen. Das ist es halt. Und wir müssen sie daran hindern, böse Sachen zu denken. Gut, erstmal abspeichern. Oh, das hat ja wieder gut geklappt. Haha. Und erstmal kratzen. Oh, lecker kratzen. Na gut. Bevor wir dann hier aber weitermachen, ein Cut. Dann kann es am morgigen Tag weitergehen. Egal ob positiv oder negativ. Bewertung immer gern gesehen. Das war's mal. Wir sehen uns das nächste Mal wieder. Ciao, guys!